Now, I haven't done a lot of dating, and I have not touched any dating apps especially since the pandemic. I just have dropped it altogether. There's nothing out there. What am I going to be doing if I'm just like wearing masks or trying to go to restaurants with social distancing? I don't know anybody that's still trying to date now. But what I can tell you is we were having problems with dating beforehand because we have the dating websites. I mean, remember, I've been on the dating online thing since 1994. And we had Love at AOL. And for some reason, people were still kind of adept. Like, there were still girls that were adept to go and date and were willing to go and go out. And you could meet them online. And, things worked out pretty good like that. But now everybody's hesitant. And I think Plenty of Fish, though, some of the people that use online for dating, it's just been abused so badly. I'm going to say a lot of guys do that. Listen, I think the guys abuse the privilege. And the girls just now don't offer the privilege at all to, get abused by it. And so, there's just so much animosity and so much vitriol right now for doing this in the first place. So people don't really want to bother. So Carissa Lintow and Brian Atwood on Medium, they put a story up in their page, their blog called @Join the Round. They wrote a story called How Dating Apps Destroy Dating. And I thought this was actually kind of interesting to talk about. They exposed the browse, match, chat loop and how to fix it. So the basic structure of everybody using the apps is 1, generate a queue of users who match your preferences. Passively collect your likes and dislikes. Number 2. 3, when there's a mutual like, dump you into a private chat room with your match. 4, rinse and repeat. So it's the browse, match, chat loop. It perpetuates the dating app dysfunction, mindless swiping, dead-end chats, ghosting that you and your tried single friends have come to expect. Because the problem is Tinder became such a popular thing, and now every site has to have a Tinder-like thing. You can use Coffee Meets Bagel. You can use Bumble. You can use Picket, BLK. You could use, there's a lot of different places. Match. They all have it. Plenty of Fish has it too. They all suck. All of them have this. OkCupid, Hinge, Badoo, they're all pretty crappy. So they refer to this as the lonely years from 1995 to 2020. So the model has served app companies well. Frustrated daters haven't been so fortunate. So as you go through the apps trying to find people, if you find a match, you hit your match with your most incisive, creative, and charming opener to hook their attention before their next 3 matches overtake you. In the likely event that your match takes the bait, you must now navigate the post-match limbo, requiring the perfect mix of playful banter and practical scheduling to find a place and time to meet. But here's what you'll understand, is that most men and women, they don't do that. Because most women, for the most part, they don't want to go ahead and open up that door to go ahead and meeting up in person physically. For the most part, it's rare that you actually get men and women that will go ahead and meet immediately after meeting on an app. Usually, it's like, let's just go ahead and, we'll talk for a while. And someone would just want to go and just talk and talk and talk. Text, and not even on the phone. Because let me tell you, texting is more than anything else. I've even read books about just the art of texting women just to kind of get their attention, to keep them talking to you. There's a whole point of that. So unfortunately, while those are working so badly, we're seeing that the seeking arrangements of the world are doing very well because there's money involved. You're actually enticing. You're offering a benefit, a leverage. So guys and gals will actually be much more responsive. Because let me tell you something. When I first got on, I tried seeking an arrangement myself. Didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I'll tell you what, the responses were incredible. You talk about women that are just willing, and beautiful women, college educated a lot of times, pretty smart, and just, again, looking to try to get ahead. And yeah, they're asking for money. Sure they are. But I'll tell you, they respond, man. Better than anything you can do for free. Doesn't matter if you're paying on here. Because the other thing, too, is that the women, when they get on, they're also paying for it as well. It's amazing how all these apps and all these things were doing so bad. Because they were so much better. But again, now we're just at, physical features, and that's it. It doesn't matter about the person inside at all. You're getting no humanization of the person at all. You're just saying, okay, here's a pretty face. Yes, no. Hot or Not was the first one to do that, right? That's where it really came from. Hot or Not really started what Tinder is today because it became so popular. But eHarmony was fantastic when it first started. It was great. I met a lot of women on eHarmony. Met a lot of women on Yahoo Personals, and then I got bought by Match. And Love at AOL, but until I got by Match. It's like everything goes like that, right? Corporatization just ruins everything sometimes. A lot of times, as a matter of fact. And this is where we are. So in the observation of this article, there's a generally representative experience for a male of higher than average attractiveness. It only gets worse from there. A 2020 Pew study showed that a minority of men and women felt they received the right amount of messages on dating apps, with men receiving too few, women receiving too many. Well, that's probably about normal. But the discrepancy isn't even the clincher. Take a step back for a second and consider the online dating survey didn't even ask about the quality or volume of dates, only messages. And that's the thing, because most dating apps are really chatting apps. Browse potential matches, get a match, and get dropped into a chat. No date in sight. That's exactly how it works. Browse, match, chat. They're absolutely right. Now, they try to go and say there's things you can do to change this all. And so we can talk about that. This is a long story that tells you a whole lot. And they talk about how there's more that's going on with new future apps. They're going to try to do the things, to be more concierge matchmaking, to reduce the effort required to meet someone special, nor make them feel like they're working a second job, right? That's what the whole idea is, that future dating apps, they say, should facilitate dating, serving users by making purposeful matches, removing the friction to meeting, and helping users to continually improve their dating lives through personalization and feedback. So I like the story. I like where they went with this, and it's true. I also feel like speed dating would be much more interesting now these days, but, doing this stuff online and virtual dates, horrible. We've talked about that early on in the pandemic. I'll just wait till next year. Thank you so much. Anyway, we'll talk till another When I'm Not Podcasting. Till next time.